Welcome back to Teach English Now. We are ready to go to a very interesting period in time when researchers began to leave their mark on the language learning world. While behaviorists dominated language learning thinking in the 40s and 50s, it would be accurate to suggest that the number of studies produced in the late 60s and early 70s by cognitive scientists put language learning on the university map. And language studies was now perceived as a serious discipline that could indeed be researched and understood. This was a time when many universities established linguistics and language departments and provided funding for investigative research. Much of this research focused on how the brain processes language and how language structures and knowledge are acquired and remembered. Thus, it was called the cognitive approach. Let's set the dial to 1960 and you can see for yourselves. The analogical modeling of language would assume the errors of a learner in terms of the learner himself and what we can understand about that learner. Thus, that impenetrable black box, which we know as the mind, would become understood by recognizing the response to the stimuli we have given it. I have several computer simulations I would like to run and hello. Wow, that's a lot of humans. I'm not used to talking to people. I usually just talk to my handy-dandy CAS 5272 here. Wow, and girls, you sure are pretty. Oh, sorry. Never mind. What are you doing here? 6 questions. Okay, I'll answer your questions. I actually love investigative research. Investigate away. Do you know what would be really great? If I could program them with all of the rules of language. If I could just learn all of the rules, then we should teach computers, well, we could teach computers how to talk. I believe that if we learn all the rules, we can program a computer to be just like a human. Wouldn't that be scientific? I could publish a plethora of articles and books. How about that? I don't like teaching humans. I prefer programming and well, I do love observing humans. I do collect data on the errors that they make. In fact, if computers are like people, then I can likely predict not only the errors that humans make, but the rules that are going inside of their heads. And if people are like computers, then, well, we could teach anyone another language by just programming them correctly. If they make a mistake, then I will teach them the rule, and then they won't make the mistake again. I mean, right? We need grammar rules. We need to know, really, all the rules, because people make mistakes. So when they make mistakes, you just need to teach them the rule, and the rule immediately, so that you can give them the corrective feedback. And then you teach them and keep teaching them until they don't make the mistakes anymore. Well, they need to know the rules, and we need to teach them the rules, and then they won't forget. My job is to find all of the rules of every language. It's a job I take very seriously, and I will write books about all of the rules, and then students will read. Did you know? In fact, there are 50 meanings of the word so. People need to know all the rules, you know. So one class, I will teach all of the rules of the word so, just like I was explaining. I'll give all 50 meanings, and that should help students a lot in how to learn how to speak a language correctly. And did you know that there are 150 rules of the comma? And I want to teach all 150 rules. In fact, I have a book I am rather proud of that I'm publishing at the end of the month. It's called The Comma. That should help a lot of people to not make the same mistakes they've been making all the time with that comma. It's a pretty tricky little thing, don't you think? Any other questions? The more information we give the learner in terms of corrective feedback and the more knowledge that we have as we study the language, the better we can serve our students. I guess that's it. Hey, do any of you want to buy my books? I think I may have a couple around here somewhere. Well, if any of you would like to co-publish with me, that also would be great. I'm always looking for a partner to co-publish. You know what they say, publish or perish. I gotta get out of here, really. I've been stuck in this basement for a long time. Any chance I can come with you to see the future? It sounds so exciting. Man, I'm so bored. I've got to get a girlfriend. Wait, don't go!